All right, we're live.
The January 22nd, 2026 meeting of the San Diego Community College District Board of Trustees is hereby called to order. Good afternoon, everyone. Noon. Happy first board meeting of 2026. This meeting is being conducted in a hybrid format with board members and meeting presenters participating in person. Others are participating remotely via Zoom. We also welcome any members of our district community and the members of the public who are viewing the meeting live via YouTube. The board is open to receiving public comments. If anyone is interested in doing so, this is our procedure. To address the board, please fill out a comment card available on the side of the room or from the board recording secretary. If anyone participating remotely would like to make public comment, please email boardoffice@sdccd.edu for further direction. In December 2023, our board adopted a district-wide land acknowledgement to publicly recognize that the land we occupy is the unceded territory and the ancestral homeland of the Kumeyaay people. Mesa College student trustee Jeremiah Palomino will now read the district's land acknowledgement. Trustee Palomino?
Thank you, Board President. The San Diego Community College District and its 4 colleges acknowledge the land we occupy is the unceded territory and ancestral homeland of the Kumeyaay people, where they have lived for over 10,000 years. We honor and value the stewardship, knowledge, and cultural worldview of the Kumeyaay people and their commitment to the protection and preservation of the land and their culture. As institutions of higher education, we are responsible for providing our Indigenous community members with access, belonging, and success in their educational pursuits with an environment which celebrates their culture. We are responsible for educating all our community members about Indigenous histories and culture. We are responsible for examining and taking action to address the injustices of colonization and occupation which have perpetrated harm against Indigenous, Black, Brown, and other communities. Through this acknowledgement, we honor the Kumeyaay people and express our commitment to truth and respect as the foundation of our relationship.
Thank you. And now can you please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Thank you, Board President. Please stand. Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Awesome day.
Thank you. We have 2 readouts from closed session. The board has returned from closed session with the following actions to report. Under item 202 of the closed session agenda, on a motion by trustee Mariah Jamison and seconded by trustee Maria Nieto Sr., the board accepts the recommendation not to renew the employment contract of a full-time faculty member at San Diego Miramar College. And this was an unanimous decision. Under item 203 of the closed session agenda, on a motion by trustee Maria Nieto Sr. and seconded by trustee Hazel Arroyo, the board denied the appeal of the administrative determination of a Title V complaint. And this was also unanimous. Thank you. Has everyone had a chance to review the minutes from our last meeting?
Yes.
Okay. Are there any additions or corrections? No. Seeing none, the minutes stand approved. Are there any items to remove from the agenda?
I'd like to remove item 14.07.
Remove. Thank you. The consent calendar allows the Board of Trustees to vote on a group of items that are routine, standard, non-controversial, or self-explanatory. As always, any items in section 9 and 10 will automatically be pulled for discussion, as will section 16. Are there any items to pull for discussion in section 11? See, item 1101 and 1103. Section 12, student services, no items to pull. Section 13, budget and finance, we have 13.03. Section 14, human resources, 14.04. And facilities, buildings, and real estate, section 15. There's three of them, 1505, 1506, and 1507. Does the academic senate wish to pull any items at this time? Thank you, Senate President. Okay, may I have a motion and a second on our consent calendar?
So moved.
Moved by trustee Jameson, second by trustee Magana. Will the board members in favor please vote? The student trustee does not need to vote on this?
The
Amanda?
student trustee does need to
Oh,
vote.
okay.
Oh, wow, okay.
Um,
No,
Yes, yeah, on the, I think it has your name.
Right here, right? It's right behind.
Oh, okay,
Okay.
sorry about that. There we go.
Thank you. Thank you. The item passes unanimously. The board is open to receiving public comments. This is a public comment period of the board agenda. If anyone participating remotely would like to make public comment, please email boardoffice@edccd.edu for further direction. Remarks are limited to 4 minutes or 32 minutes for a group speaking on the same subject, which will be monitored by the board secretary. Unless, excuse me, it's an emergency, no action will be taken at this board meeting. But your concerns will be referred to the chancellor and you will be notified of the chancellor's findings and recommendations. Before we have the public comments read, we will call on the academic senates. And first, we're going with City College President Mona Alseremi Espiritu. Welcome.
Thank you, Board President Ario, and good afternoon, or yes, afternoon, not yet evening, to the Board of Trustees and Chancellor Smith. Our Senate has not met since the last time I was here, but I have a couple of announcements for upcoming events happening. Our Senate exec is meeting on Monday for a retreat before the semester starts because we are that diligent. We're hoping to work on aligning our values and figuring out what our priorities as an exec might be so that we can bring that to our Senate on the 2nd. Last semester, we passed a sustainability resolution that you might remember I read here. And we've been talking about how to implement some of that. The focus of this resolution was sustainability in event planning specifically. So little ways that we can reduce waste in the way that we hold events and order food. So what we have decided to do, myself and the other faculty member, is hold a series of workshops/discussions to teach people what we can do. And we're starting with our classified employees who order the food at events and organize some of these events. So we're meeting with classified employees on Friday to work out some ways that we can plan more sustainable events. We're looking at tips that are really small, like instead of ordering a bunch of little creamers, just having one big cream, to maybe some more high impact tips. And then we're also going to be asking for some feedback from the employees to figure out like what else we can do. And then we'll bring that to College Council and then our faculty as well. And lastly, I just want to remind us all that there are two, like our holiday season, I think for a lot of people just ended. But holiday season is actually starting for our AAPI communities, our Muslim communities. And this year is unique because Lunar New Year and potentially Ramadan, which is dependent on the sighting of the moon, start on the same day, February 17th. Ramadan runs for 30 days-ish, and then people will be celebrating Eid at the end of that. And Lunar New Year runs for 10 days. So I just want us to be aware of meeting schedules and, the time that people need to spend with their families. We don't get time off as a district. People might need to take personal time off to be with their families. And also remind people that Ramadan is a really important time to our Muslim students and employees. And it might mean that they're, especially for the first few days, attitudes are a little bit different. It takes a few days to adjust, but people usually get to a place where the different the feelings of hunger are normalized, and we get in the swing of things. But just to give people a little bit more grace, and I know that you all are not student facing, but if there's anything we can do to support that messaging, to just be aware that some of our most vulnerable students right now are going to be practicing or observing Ramadan. And specifically, I'm referring to students who are experiencing anti-Blackness, students who are experiencing Islamophobia and anti-immigration sentiments. It's like the perfect storm. And those are a lot of our Muslim students at City College, our Somali, Eritrean, Ethiopian students are going to be experiencing that and also trying to observe Ramadan. So if there's any way that we can just kind of wrap our arms around that community and let them know that we are supportive, I think that would be really helpful. We're going to be trying to hold an iftar night so that we can both observe Ramadan with those students and also teach other students what it means to observe those traditions, to try to build some cultural competence on our campus. And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, President Austriemi Spiritu. Now we go to Mesa College. Mary Wynn.
Good afternoon. Happy New Year.
Likewise.
Mesa College Academic Senate hasn't met yet this year, so I have nothing to report regarding our activity other than our first Senate exec meeting is February 9th, and our first Academic Senate meeting is February 23rd. I do want to mention a few good things going on at Mesa. Our intersession and spring enrollments are really strong. The faculty look forward to the start of the semester and appreciate the information that's being shared with us regarding facilities, the budget, and safety, and we look forward to the convocation breakout sessions covering safety and the budget. Our faculty are also really proud of our president for appearing on KPBS to talk about our new designation as a Black serving institution. Sorry. I want to brag about a few things. One is in athletics, all of our teams, coaches, and athletes in the Pacific Coast Conference exhibited exceptional leadership and superior physical and mental abilities. And we were conference champions in 3 sports, and in each, a coach of the year and outstanding athletes of the year were named. And these sports coaches and athletes are, in women's cross country, the coach of the year, Sean Ricketts, and the athlete of the year, Jocelyn Islas. For women's volleyball, the coach of the year is Bobby Joe Stahl-Vest, and most valuable player is Mia Lundberg. And libero of the year was Abigail Glassett. And for men's water polo, the coach of the year is Scott McCollum, and player of the year is Santiago Gonzalez. 2 more things. One, we hosted our regular winter cruise last week, and it was a huge success, welcoming new incoming students to our campus. And finally, we look forward to working with the Consulate General of Mexico in San Diego at their 4th annual bilingual college fair at Logan Memorial Educational Complex on Saturday from 9 to 3. And that's all I've got. Thanks.
Thank you. Do we have Rodrigo Gomez from Miramar College joining us?
He is not online.
Okay, okay. Right, so now we go to the College of Continuing Education. Richard Weinroth, welcome.
Hi, Happy New Year, everyone. First, I want to thank Mona for reminding us about Ramadan observance for our students. It's really important. We get so busy, we forget the small things, and our students are really who we're all about. So thank you very much. I also want to give a quick shout out to the presidents of City and Mesa, President Ricky Shabazz and President Ashanti Hands. I listened to the interview. It was great. They were really just great representatives of our district when they were talking about Black serving institutions. I want to thank Ricky, especially because he included college and continuing education in why students succeed. And it was really just, we work together. So thank you by acknowledging that. And of course, Dr. Shanti Hands for just talking about how we do all the work together. So I want to thank you for that work that we do. I want to start by saying that I'm really excited to share about some of the recent accomplishments of the faculty at CE. Our faculty have been doing amazing work, and I just want to talk about a few of them that have come by in this last semester. Kenny Parker Healthcare Careers was selected 2026 Full-Time Instructional Faculty of the Year by the Black Educators Excellence Awards for his leadership and dedication to the Black student success. Johanna Gleason in our ESL program was recognized with the Rebecca E. Light Tutor of the Year Award for outstanding service supporting adult literacy. Dee Dee Albert, also in ESL, was honored as Teacher of the Year by the Poway Adult School for her teacher excellence and the California Council for Adult Education. Johanna Esser was also given a Teacher of Excellence. Hers was for Part-Time Instructor of the Year from Southwestern College as one of the best. Dr. Leah McCoy Haber, who has just become doctor, bless you, presented her doctoral research on trauma-informed adult ESL instruction at the International Conference in Rome. That's Rome, Italy, by the way. And she focused on migrant and refugee education. Dr. Manu Pagahor from Emeritus Brain Fitness Program. She led a team in delivering a brain health and aging symposium with nearly 200 participants and a webinar series that expanded a partnership and increased our enrollment. Sharon Gregory, Dr. Desiree Hargess, Yael Loberfeld, Erica Peralta, Dr. Mindy Sloan, and Dr. Teresa Winston, also from the Brain Fitness Program, collaborated on a large-scale community outreach that strengthened regional partnerships and boosted student engagement. I stopped to tell you, these are all in this past semester. This is just amazing work. Leticia Flores, our high school Livingston Diploma Program, co-developed the Accelerated High School Diploma Program, helping students complete faster, increasing graduation rates. Karen Lieber, our citizenship program, asked me to acknowledge one of our students. This is a student who stepped out and became a volunteer, a mentor, and student support. Talat Najmi has been instrumental in using the knowledge of just telling others you can do this too. At the Cesar Chavez campus, the program created student-centered initiatives to address basic needs, promote environmental responsibility, and enhance student safety with care and creativity. Nikki Samon from our Emeritus Health Education, in addition to maintaining some of the highest CRN numbers, has created a culture of mutual respect and community. Program Chair Diana Vera Alba and Assistant Program Chair Ildefonso Carrillo both have begun their doctoral studies in community college leadership at SDSU. Dr. Helena Way, Emeritus Program from Music, served as festival coordinator for the 2025 San Diego International Piano Competition, bringing 30 of our own emeritus students as volunteers. This is all just amazing. Before I go on, I also want to thank our general counsel, Lubicha. He did a session that was really important. Our faculty were leaning forward in their seats. He was really talking about where we are in preparedness to support our students. And I also want to give a shout out at the very same session to our counselor, Janisha Street. Janisha did what I would say was a very, very real centering. She talked about how important it is for each of us to take care of ourselves. And I personally have been practicing what Janisha has been talking about taking a time to breathe, to make sure that we're really present. I want to thank President King, the President's Executive President's Council, the classified professionals, and everyone who helped support making Institution Day at the Downtown Library such a meaningful and informative experience. So on behalf of all of the Academic Senate, our faculty, I would like to thank the classified professionals, especially President Anthony Thomas, Executive President's Council, the Chancellor, the Chancellor's Cabinet, the Board of Trustees, and all of the unsung heroes who continue to practice kindness and compassion and supporting us in doing the work that we all know is vital and we wish to get together complete. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
We will next call on the classified Senate for their update. Do we have a representative joining us?
There is no one online.
Okay.
Sorry.
Thank you. How about anyone that has filled out a comment card?
We have received no requests for public comment.
Okay. Moving on, how about call for presentations by exclusive agents? No, okay, public, nothing, employee organizations. Okay, so now we're gonna go to section 8 reports, and we'll start with our Chancellor's report on communications, statewide and legislative issues. Chancellor Smith.
Yeah, so we're still very early in the legislative calendar process. Not a lot to report there. The governor released his January budget proposal earlier this month. Overall, it's a very good starting place for the community college system. Our state budget continues to be a tale of two budgets, the Prop 98 side, where revenues continue to be fairly healthy, and the non-Prop 98 side, where there continues to be a deficit of some amount. The LAO takes a more pessimistic view of future year revenues. The governor takes a more optimistic view of future year revenues, which explains the difference in the size of the potential budget deficit to be solved for. But it's very good for our system that we're proposed to have a fully funded COLA, proposed to have growth funding, proposed to have COLAs on several categorical programs as our starting point. We do take some concern, though, with the level of investment on the K-12 side of Prop 98 funding, and that coming at the expense of community college funding. So there are a number of things that we'll be advocating for. First, fully funding prior and current year growth. The proposal to have growth for the year ahead is great, but it doesn't address the unfunded growth from prior years, of which our district has several $1 million over the last 2 years of unfunded growth. There is a technicality in the student-centered funding formula that also impacts growth. We get funded off of a 3-year average of our credit full-time equivalent students, which means when enrollment's declining, it reduces the reduction in funding you might see. But when enrollment's growing, it reduces the growth in the funding you might see. And so we're asking for a shift to current year or the 3-year average, whichever is higher. The Student Equity and Achievement Program has not received a COLA for several years now. It's lost over 15% of cumulative COLAs from those years. And this is especially critical as the federal government cuts any type of funding remotely related to diversity, equity, inclusion, accessibility type programs. And so we'll be asking for a COLA and ideally a multi-year COLA on the Student Equity and Achievement Program as a way of being able to continue many of those program services without having federal funding. Also, the Strong Workforce Program has not received COLA and had $60 million a year over 4 or 5 years carved out specifically to expand nursing programs. This comes at the expense of many other programs that we're operating. And so we'll be asking for the backfill of the $60 million for that year. Locally to our region, that's $12 million. So we are talking about significant amounts of funds. And now with AB 323, the ability to do paid work-based learning opportunities for our students with strong workforce funds, having those takes on even more importance. So we'll be in Sacramento, many of us flying out tomorrow and Saturday, meeting with all of our legislators. Want to appreciate our students for joining us. Always Some of the most compelling testimony that happens in those is when you come and tell your story. So thank you for coming. I look forward to spending some time with our student trustees in Sacramento and then in DC. That's the end of my report.
Thank you, Chancellor. Now we go to the report of the trustees, and we start with our student trustee, Jeremiah Palomino.
Thank you, Board President. For San Diego City College, San Diego City College held its Associated Student Government Retreat on January 28th, 2026. The student leaders are excited to officially reconvene at their first ASG meeting of the semester on February 11th, 2026. And for San Diego Mesa College, we are conducting our ASG retreat on January 28th, this Wednesday, 2026, and our first ASG meeting of the semester is scheduled to take place on February 4th, 2026. For San Diego College of Continuing Education, it's held its first Associated Student Body Government meeting of the semester on January 20th, 2026. And that concludes my report.
Thank you very much. Trustee Senior?
Yes, I was able to attend the Martin Luther King Parade and also the All People's Breakfast, and both of them were really good events.
Thank you. Trustee Jameson?
Same. I too was at the parade. No, but it was great to be in community with everyone and kind of relax before we kickstart this wonderful spring semester where we're gonna get a lot of work done. I'm looking forward to attending a lot of events this semester, and getting more gear from the other campuses other than City College. I'm kidding. That it concludes my report.
Thank you.
Can I add one thing? Yes, of course. The float from continuing ed
So
was
great.
fabulous.
Did you guys
Amazing.
get first place?
That the purple float.
Did
that
you
was
win first
really
place?
Like open the book.
I don't know.
It was great.
I'm wondering how that's made.
Yeah,
I know, it's-
Hazel and I rode in the car together and we both kept looking back to see it open.
Yes. Trustee Milgram?
Happy New Year, everyone. I hope everybody had the same kind of restful holiday break that I did. I want to call your attention to an email that showed up in your email boxes, and it was the Prop HH update from Dr. Peterson's office. It's very thorough. There's lots of information in there for those of you that are trying to follow the Prop HH process. I want to thank everybody in Dr. Peterson's office for all of the outreach that they're doing and all of the exploration that they're doing. And I want to use this time to just encourage everybody to stay engaged through the entire process, to make sure that the things that you talked about at one stage get carried over to the next stage. And so I want to encourage people. We have, how many employees do we have in total? Sorry.
5,500, give or
Yeah,
take a few
so,
hundred.
so we had 5,500 employees, and I'm glad to hear that 1,300 of them were involved in some of this, but I'm hoping in some of the reviews, but I'd like to see, I hope to see, because I think it's very important, having been through a bond and a building while I was a faculty member, that staying involved every step of the way ensures that everything will be considered. So I just want to encourage everybody to do that. And again, thank you, Dr. Peterson's office, for the update. It's very useful.
Thank
That's
you.
it.
Thank you, Trustee Milgram. Trustee Magaña?
Happy New Year, everyone. I also attended the Martin Luther King Parade. I was in the third car, so closest to the float, but I did not happen to look to see it opening. I saw it open when I looked at Facebook, and there it was. And I was so upset that I didn't have that live view. So next year, I know you will win again. It's very encouraging to hear all the previous speakers talk about the accolades given to faculty, classified, the presidents, students, sporting teams, I know we're a great district but it's always so heartwarming for me to hear about us over and over. Thank you.
Thank you, trustee Magana. And yes, I got to share a convertible with trustee Jameson, but also your son.
Oh, yes.
And excuse me, I've been battling a cough for feels like more than a month. But I'll just take this opportunity to thank my colleagues for having me as your board president again. Take it with a lot of responsibility, and maybe you'll get to share a meeting soon. Maybe I'll schedule a vacation around.
I'm ready in the wings.
Very good.
Step
Okay.
up.
Thank you. And I just want to wish everyone a great new year, a great semester. It's crazy, 2026, here we are. And then with that, let's move on to section 10. Oh, no, I always, Bernie used to do this.
Bernie always did it. You've been very good.
Exactly today. Chancellor, your report.
Start with a bit of bittersweet news. After 25 years of service to our district, Angelo Pellegrini is going to be leaving us, accepted a position at the Grossmont Cuyamaca district. Angelo started back in 2001 as an electrician, has served as supervisor and then director in our building and grounds office. He became the director of facility services in an acting capacity in 2019, has been serving in that role ever since. And so I wanted to take a moment to say thank you to Angelo for your service to our district. I've had a chance to work with you personally on some things, especially when I first came in and we were coming back from COVID. I'm always eager to be here, be involved, and serve others, and embodied the sense of service that I encounter across our district. We have a token of our appreciation to share with you. So Angela, if I can embarrass you a bit, you can come up front and join me. Let everybody know. As soon as Dan gets the levels. Let everybody know what this says. So want to present an exceptional public service award to Angelo for his decades of service to the students, employees, and community stakeholders of the San Diego Community College District and its colleges. Your dedication throughout your career demonstrates your outstanding commitment to uplifting individuals and community through higher education. Thank you so much for being a part of our district and your service. We wish you the best of luck. Grossmont's getting an incredible person. Our loss, though, is their gain. I want to say Happy New Year and welcome back to everybody I've not had a chance to see since the turn of the year. During the winter break, I truly had some downtime, nearly 2 consecutive weeks of almost no work at all. A lot of time for reflection, and unfortunately, a lot of time to watch news around the country and the escalation of violence and the way that ICE is engaging in particularly horrific things happening in Minnesota. That has led to immediate conversations in Chancellor's Cabinet as we came back from the break, revisiting our protocols around what is going to happen if there's an immigration enforcement action, and being more prepared for the potential of people coming in who perhaps want to engage in a violent interaction. I want to acknowledge what happened at Mid-City campus at CCE last Friday. There was a report of an immigration enforcement adjacent to the campus. The campus immediately initiated its lockdown protocols. Dr. King sent out an email earlier to CCE with a really excellent recap of what happened, and most importantly, how quickly everything happened. As soon as I found out, I actually drove down. I didn't tell very many people I was going to do it, but went down, circled the area, looking for any evidence of ice, and then just parked and watched as different people came in and went out, and to make sure there weren't any incidents. And I can say from watching at the outside and being there at 12:30 as classes were starting, everything went incredibly smoothly. And even in a moment of intense anxiety and fear, all indications that I saw, people acted coolly, calmly. And had there been an incident, I think we were well prepared to handle it. It's unfortunate that we're in this situation, but it's fortunate that we have people who understand how to engage to protect the community. We continue to have strong regional coordination among law enforcement agencies. I remain optimistic that the history of those interactions and the relationships will help prevent the type of violent confrontations we're seeing in other parts of the country, but we can't count on that. And so we've also begun planning for some tabletop exercises and simulations at each of the colleges and across multiple CE campuses to have the same type of test of our communication protocols, plans, and systems that we did at Mid-City without planning it on Friday. We can't do enough practice on this to make sure that things go smoothly in the moment that something like this happens. And I'll be sending out an updated communication on this as the credit college semester start. And I know that the presidents will have additional information to share in their convocation messages as well. On a happier note, very appreciative to the mayor for including us in his State of the City address in a very prominent way. So for those that aren't aware, because we've been doing this rather quietly, actually going back to, I think, May 2023, I was invited to go to a guest lecture that Professor Dr. Denise Rogers had coordinated with a local community member who has an extensive African art collection, and then got to go and see our world art collection in some detail and started thinking about how we could build an appropriate space to showcase that collection. And appropriate space quickly turned into, this needs a museum gallery. And I've been talking with Dr. Hands and with Dr. Rogers and others. I want to recognize Vice Chancellor Koski, who's done a lot of work with me on this. And we've looked at a number of different possibilities. Back in early in fall 2024, we were asked if we would have an interest in a redeveloped civic center with an arts and culture focus to it. And the first idea that came to mind is this would be a great place to build a museum, to showcase the World Art Collection, and really have people across San Diego, residents and visitors, be able to experience the collection. And that's been, at this point, a concept that sounds nice without a lot of real momentum to it until last week, when the mayor very much put a lot of momentum into it. And so we've already had a lot of positive engagement with Dr. Rogers and the faculty that are curating the collection now. And I'm hopeful that the city council will support us entering into that negotiation. And over the next 6 months to 2 years, we could actually start to put some firm plans around this. But a very exciting development and a bit of good news at a time when a bit of good news is very much appreciated. That is the end of my report.
Thank you, Chancellor. Now we go to section 10. And the first item, Chancellor.
Yeah, so as we've discussed previously, given all of the controversies is not the right word, given the unfortunate actions by the federal administration around cultural heritage celebrations and recognitions, the board shifted last year to adopting resolutions in support of the cultural events that we recognize throughout the year. And so this continues that. We're asking the board to adopt a resolution recognizing February as Black History Month, and recognizing all of the events that will be happening across our colleges throughout the month of February.
Thank you, Chancellor. Before we have a discussion, do I have a motion and a second?
So moved.
A second.
Moved by trustee Senior, second by trustee Jameson. Any discussion on this item? Okay. Student trustee, do you have anything to add, and how do you vote?
Not at this time, Board President. My vote is aye.
Okay, please, everyone vote. The item passes unanimously. Thank you.
I'm good. Oh,
Now we go to the items pulled from our consent calendar, item 1101.
It's the board's practice to pull this item anytime there are new programs up for approval, which we have today. I'd like to welcome Dean Shelley Hess, who's here on behalf of Vice Chancellor Susan Topham, who is off doing training to serve on a institutional effectiveness partnership initiative, or IEPI, team for another district. Dr. Hess.
Okay, good evening. On the agenda for approval are 7 new academic programs. Faculty have been busy throughout the district. So first, San Diego City College is proposing 2 new certificates of achievement in the performing arts. The Acting and Performance Certificate of Achievement is a local certificate that provides a broad and immersive curriculum designed for students interested in theater and also those seeking to transfer into a liberal arts education. Students gain hands-on practical experience through a robust production program with opportunities to work across all phases of production and performance. The Musical Theater Certificate of Achievement is a local certificate that integrates acting, singing, and dancing into a unified mode of artistic expression. Students explore dynamic relationship among these disciplines to prepare for employment in competitive performing arts market or for transfer to similar four-year institutions. San Diego Miramar College is proposing 1 new Associate of Science degree. The Modern Policing Associate of Science Career Technical Education degree is fully aligned with California Penal Code Section 13511.1 and the Chancellor's Office AB 89 Modern Policing Degree Task Force report. The program provides professional education and training in law enforcement, investigations, contemporary police technologies, and correctional technologies. The labor market projects approximately 6,990 job openings across related occupations, including detectives, criminal investigators, police, sheriff patrol officers, and private detectives and investigators. San Diego College of Continuing Education is proposing 4 new workforce-focused awards. The AWS Cloud Operations Administration Certificate of Completion prepares students to manage and optimize cloud infrastructure using Amazon Web Services. Graduates are prepared for entry-level roles such as Cloud Operations Specialist, Systems Operations Administrator, and are positioned to pursue industry-recognized certifications, including the AWS Certified Systems Ops Administrator Associate. The labor market information projects approximately 578 annual job openings in this award. The next 2 are very exciting, new to our district. We've never had these before. The first one, the Ophthalmic Assistant Certificate of Completion, trains students for entry-level employment supporting eye care professionals in ophthalmology, clinics, hospitals, and private practices. Students learn to conduct basic eye examinations, operate specialized ophthalmic equipment, and assist with diagnostic procedures. Labor market information projects approximately 69 annual openings. The Optical Technician Certificate of Completion prepares students for entry-level roles in optical technicians or dispensing opticians for glasses and contact lenses. Coursework includes prescription interpretation, lens selection and fitting, optical calculations, eye anatomy, refractive errors, and professional standards, including HIPAA regulations and ANSI guidelines. Labor market information projects approximately 78 annual job openings. And finally, the Textile Product Innovator Certificate of Completion supports students with sewing, construction skills, and an entrepreneurial mindset to launch textile-based business and increase employability in the cut and sew industry. Labor market information projects approximately 1,900 job openings. In summary, these 7 new programs align with our regional workforce needs, legislative mandates, and student demand. while advancing the district's mission of access, equity, and economic mobility. And I respectively recommend approval of the items as presented. That
Thank
was a lot.
That was a lot. Do I have a motion? Oh,
No, go ahead.
okay. Do I have, before we have a discussion?
So
Do I have a motion, a second, moved by trustee Milgram,
Second.
second by trustee Magana? Trustee Milgram, please go ahead.
So I saw the biology 270, the work experience in biology. Can you shed any light on it? There's no real detail in the memo about it. Is this internships? Paid
Is it a new, it's a new course, so that's a work experience course, and sometimes it can be paid or unpaid. Is the way cooperative work experience works. So generally, the student will work with the faculty member to find an organization that will help them through the internship or the work experience. And we have several work experience courses throughout the district in the different subject areas.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
Anyone else? No, thank you.
Okay.
Before we vote, student trustee, do you have anything to add and how do you vote?
Not at this time, Board President. My vote is aye.
Thank you. Please, everyone vote. Those items, or that item passes unanimously. Thank you. Now item 1103.
And so Miramar College has completed its periodic review of its mission statement and update to that. I want to invite President Lundberg to come up and share a bit about the process. And as he comes up, just one thing I want to highlight as you go and read this, at a time when institutions around the country are backing off of language that might draw attention they don't want from the federal government, just want you to notice that in the mission and the vision statement, you will see many references to diversity, equity, and inclusion. And I appreciate President Lundberg and Miramar for doing that.
Yeah, thank you, Chancellor, and good evening, trustees. As Chancellor Smith said, we're doubling down. We're not, and we made sure that diversity is included across all of our vision and our goals for the future. Not much changed. As you know, under accreditation, institutions are required to review and, as appropriate, revise their mission statements. What we found was our mission statement still applies pretty well. But there was one change. We removed the word success from between promotes diversity, promotes success, diversity. We remove success because it's already embedded in the mission elsewhere. So if you'd like, I can read it. And I guess I just will, if that's all right. San Diego Miramar College's mission is to prepare students to succeed by providing quality instruction and services in an environment that supports and promotes diversity, inclusion, and equity with innovative programs and partnerships to facilitate student completion for degrees, certificates, transfer, workforce training, and/or career advancement. Much more significant changes and adjustments in the vision statement, but that's far more lengthy, and so I'll just leave it for you to review. But as Chancellor Smith noted quite a bit there about diversity and equity, also a reflection increased verbiage on our shifting culture and shifting to a culture that is committed to its employees and students. So with that, I thank you. As to the process, it basically was developed last spring and it went through our approval processes over during the fall semester. So I want to highlight that the Associated Student Government was far more engaged in this process than such bodies have been, in my experience in the past. And just one more thing to be proud of at Miramar. Thank you. Happy to answer any questions if there are.
Thank you, President Lundberg. Before we have a discussion, do I have a motion and a second on this item?
So moved.
I second.
Moved by trustee Magana, second by trustee Jameson. Any questions, comments?
No.
President? No? Okay, thank you, President Lundberg. Student trustee, do you have anything to add and how do you vote?
Not at this time, Board President. My vote is aye.
Okay, please, everyone, vote. The item passes unanimously too. Thank you. Item 1303.
Mesa College has received a $500,000 grant to support the Mesa Impactship program. And I thought this was a wonderful opportunity to remind us all of the great work happening in the Mesa Impactship program and what we're going to do with this funding.
Thank you. I think it's a wonderful opportunity as well, and I thank you for creating space to share this story. So we're incredibly excited about this $500,000 grant that we will be receiving. The grant will be accepted, budgeted, and spent through our Mesa Impact Ship program. Hopefully, everyone knows what this program is, but if not, I will explain just briefly. I love our tagline because this is about internships, but it's interning with a purpose. So Impact Ship. And we love it. The thing that is unique about our Mesa Impact Ship program is that students are earning money. We believe that every student should be paid for their work and their internship. They're earning academic credit, so they're taking a work experience course. They're getting wraparound experience. They're making sense of what they're doing, setting objectives. They have faculty that are going out doing site visits so that they really understand what they are doing, how they are contributing, and how they're learning. And then the third piece is that they are receiving support and mentorship from faculty and from our community industry partners. So it makes it a really special program for our students. Just a little bit about who we are serving. So this year, we're on track for serving 300 students. We will also this spring surpass our 1,000 students served mark, and we are very excited about that. This program is a true equity initiative. More than 2/3 of our students are students of color, and 40% are adult learners. So we are really reaching into the community and finding and identifying those students who can most benefit from high impact programs like this. So through this $500,000 industry-driven regional collaborative grant, we are going to be able to expand in areas like STEM, climate and sustainability, business, and because of our partnership with our own district's Innovation and Effectiveness Office, we're going to be expanding into the area of AI. So we're very excited about that because often, we see AI as expanding opportunities and rather than deepening the inequities that currently exist. So we're very excited about doing that. We expect to have an AI library tool for instructors to be able to use, and a lot of wraparound support and services. So we will be able to provide an additional 150 placements for our students to strengthen their work-based learning in the classroom and ensure AI expands, again, opportunity rather than deepening inequity. So at its core, our Mesa Impact Ship program is a true equity initiative, and we are incredibly grateful for this grant for seeing what it is that we're doing and supporting the work.
Thank you. That's very exciting. Okay, before we engage in a discussion on this item, do I have a motion and a second?
So moved.
Second.
Moved by trustee Milgram, second by trustee Senior. Any discussion, questions, comments?
Does
No, please go ahead.
grant include money to actually pay the students for your internships?
Yes, we will be using money to
So you
support
said
the paid
150
internship.
new ones, that's above and beyond.
Yes, above and beyond what we are currently doing. And what happens is that students can get into internships and they may be placed and they may already be receiving funds. But if the internship is volunteer, then we will pay the students to be a part of it. So every student will be a part of a paid internship.
Excellent. Thank you.
And how long is the internship?
These, we do programs each semester.
Semester?
Mhm.
Okay. Anyone else? Thank you. Student trustee, do you have anything to add and how do you vote?
At this time, Board President, my vote is aye.
Okay, thank you. Let's vote. Okay, the item passes unanimously. Thank you, President Hans. And now we go to item 1404.
14.04 is the board's approval of the use of the RAF allocations for most of our employee groups. So just a quick reminder, the resource allocation formula is a negotiated process through which we identify new ongoing revenues that the district is receiving. That happens presently both in the form of cost of living adjustments or COLAs to the student-centered funding formula and increases in our revenue because we've increased our earnings under the formula. We then go through a process of identifying the ongoing cost escalations such as health care benefit costs, step and column increases on salary schedules, retirement system deductions, and then calculate out how much ongoing revenue will then be applied to the units. And then each of the units go through a process of determining how they want to apply their funds, members vote, and then it comes forward for board approval. Quick summary, the faculty schedule, salary schedules will not change. With this, the RAF allocation will be applied to implement a single column faculty salary schedule for contract faculty and adjunct faculty starting July 1, 2026. So later in the spring, we'll bring to the board the new salary schedule for approval. Classified professionals will receive a one-time off-schedule payment equivalent to 1.7% of their 2025 earnings. That preserves the ongoing funds. In the event that a reduced work week agreement is reached, they could apply the funds towards that. If that agreement is not reached, they could at any time apply the funds ongoing to their salary schedule. So they're just preserving the flexibility going forward in the future. Our non-academic, non-classified or NANCE employees, Police Officers Association, Supervisory and Professional Administrator Association, Association of Confidential Employees, and Executive Management will all increase their salary schedules by 1.7% across the board, which are here for approval. The Management Association is still working through its process of consideration and then member voting, and so we'll have their application of the RAF at a future board meeting in the spring. You can see in the agenda item the total allocated new revenues to the units, and I recommend the board's approval of this item.
Thank you, Chancellor. Before we have a discussion on this item, may I have a motion and a second?
So moved.
Moved by trustee Magana,
Second.
second by trustee Senior. Any discussion on the RAF allocation? Seeing none. Student trustee, do you have anything to add and how do you vote?
At this time, Board President, my vote is aye.
Thank you. Let's vote. Okay, this item passes unanimously. And now we go to 1505.
1505 is update on emergency action that was initiated back in December. This to repair fencing around the baseball field at Mesa College. The work was functionally started December 9th or in December with a structural design completed on December 19th, and then work to implement the design started on January 7th. The estimated completion is sometime in February. The estimated total cost is $533,000.
Thank you, Chancellor. May I have a motion and a second on this item?
So moved.
Moved by trustee Jameson,
Second.
second by trustee Milgram. Any questions, discussion, comments? No? Student trustee, do you have anything to add and how do you vote?
At this time, Board President, my vote is aye.
Thank you. Please vote, colleagues. The item passes unanimously. Thank you. And now we go to 1506.
1506 is an update on the emergency action initiated in December at Miramar College. A chiller which provides cooling to about 15 buildings, has some parts that need to be replaced. Parts have been ordered, waiting for those to arrive. I don't have an estimated completion date at this time, likely in March, but it depends on when the parts arrive. And the total cost is estimated to be $99,832.
Thank you, Chancellor. No, do I have a motion and a second?
So moved.
A second.
Moved by trustee Senior, second by trustee Jameson. Any discussion on this item? No? Student trustee, do you have anything to add and how do you vote?
Not at this time, Board President, and my vote is aye.
Thanks. Please vote. Okay, the item passes unanimously. Now to the final item on our agenda, 1507.
This is the first report of emergency action at the Cesar Chavez campus of the College of Continuing Education, where we had flooding during the recent rains over the winter break. We have humidifiers in place, wallpaper and drywall have been removed. We'll need to replace the drywall and wallpaper, clean the carpet, and replace baseboards. The estimated completion of the work is the end of this week, and the estimated total cost is $70,000.
Thank you, Chancellor. Do I have a motion and a second on this item?
So moved.
Moved by trustee Senior,
Second.
second by trustee Magana. Any discussion? Seeing none. Student trustee, do you have anything to add and how do you vote?
Not at this time, Board President, my vote is aye.
Okay, please vote, everyone. Okay, the item passes unanimously. Okay. Seeing no further business on the agenda, if there are no objections, this meeting is now adjourned. Have a nice evening.
It's crazy.
Yeah, that was really early.
That was a fast.